everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Wicker and I'm so excited to have you here. Today we will be making a very fun Christmas card. Stay tuned. Here's the star of today's show. I wanted to show you this new set there that we will be creating with. That's what I received from Spellbinders. It's this really awesome snow globe set. It's a new collaboration between Simon Hurley at Spellbinders. I realize that's a pumpkin dish, but I wanted something to hold my die cut since I had quite a few of them. So I took those dies that I just showed you over to my die cutting machine and I cut all these pieces off camera. And so we have all the pieces that we need to create today's card with. You can see all the snow globe pieces and the Santa sleigh with the reindeer, the houses, and the sentiment strips to make the snow globe. So I'm going to be making the sky for the snow globe. So I got out my Altenew low-tech sticky mat to hold down the cardstock and the ink pads. I figured that worked well for today. And so I'm using distressed oxide inks to blend the background. I'm using Prize Ribbon and Wilted Violet. So as I blend the background here, I just wanted to say how excited I am to be creating for Spellbinders today. I was really excited when they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to create with some of their new products, and of course I said yes. I love Spellbinders, I always have. If I were to show you my Spellbinders collection, you would see how much I love them. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. Okay, so now we're going to add some splatters and some shimmer and some water. So here comes the fun part. So we take the distress sprayer and add the first layer. Since these inks are water reactive, the distress oxides are, we add the water and then dry it with the paper towel because I'm impatient. And then we take the, the Distress Mica Spray, the brush pewter, and then I'm drying it with my heat tool to make it go faster. And then we're using Liquitex, I think that's how you say it, acrylic ink, titanium white for the snow. And I put some down onto an acrylic block, and then I'm getting a paintbrush here. And then just going to flick it onto the cardstock there. See all those pretty layers? It just looks really cool. It's really fun. And just adding a few more dots there to fill in some empty spaces. And I think that looks great for the background for the snow globe. So these are the houses that I cut out for the snow globe. And they have all these little windows. So I'm trying to get all the innards out. I used 110-pound cardstock, so the brush part wouldn't work. So now I'm using the pokey end of the tool-in-one tool. It works really nicely for this type of thing. So just sitting there poking out all the innards of the windows. I just wanted to show you how quick you can get those little innards out with that tool-in-one. It comes in handy for things like this. So there you go. That looks great. I have about 50 Christmas cards that I make every year, so we'll see if this is what I use to make them. I already have some ideas, but this one is really cute, and I can see how you can make them really different, especially with all the different sentiment strips, and how you can change this up. Anyways, I just had to show you all the little pieces I had to poke out there, even the little individual houses and the windows for the outside of the houses. I had to poke all the innards out. So there we go. So the next step is to turn these into shadows. So I got out my black Copic marker and started coloring in the houses. I thought that would look really cool. So just colored in each one. Very carefully, tried not to get onto the snowbank there. I wanted to make sure that was all white. But I thought this was a really cool idea. Great effect. It's all about that detail. There we go. So I'm just finishing in the houses and we're done with that part. Now on to the next. So I had a hard time deciding which background I wanted to use for the globe. So I'm testing these two out here. I cut out one in light blue and one in white, as you see here. And then I used the Flurry Snowflake 3D embossing folder for the backgrounds. I thought that really made it pop. And so I think I wanted some contrast. So I'm also having a hard time deciding between the dark brown base or the one that I cut out in craft cardstock. So in the end, I ended up going with the light blue one. I thought it was really pretty. So I wanted to test something here. I saw the Simon Hurley do this in his video with the snowbank. He inked up the top there to add some color. And then I decided not to do that because I got some ink where I didn't want any. I think he also wanted to add color to that snowbank to give it some dimension. I will have to try that again when I remake this card later on. But anyways, so now I wanted to assemble the card because I was really anxious. I wanted to see how it looked with the blue background there. So I decided to go with the Pixie Dust cardstock from Fawn for the bottom snowbank. I thought that looked really cool. So now we're just adding it to the background and see how that came out. I think that will look really nice. I don't have a lot of colored cardstock, so I thought it would be fun to ink blend these with my Distress Oxides. Since they're little pieces, it wouldn't take very long to do. And I had some really cool colors in my collection that would work for this and make it Christmassy. So I'm using the Evergreen bow there for the trees and one of the houses. I thought that was really fun. And then I wanted a red house, so I got out my Lumberjack plaid. That looks good. And now for the doors and window for one of the houses, I'm doing ground espresso. So that looks good. And then the other one for the greenhouse, I am using for the windows and the roof, I'm using Hickory smoke. I thought that looked really cool. Now the blending is all done. There we go, that looks good. Okay, so now I'm getting out my liquid glue here, and I'm just showing you how I add it to all the little pieces. It was a little time consuming, so I kind of sped it up and shortened it up so you didn't have to watch me add all the little glue to each little piece. So there's the windows all ready to go. Now it's time to assemble the snow globe. So we're adding all the little houses and the trees. I just thought I'd show you what I thought I had in mind. And now to add the light posts, I sped this part up. And that's what it's going to look like. And there I wanted to show you an example of the one with the white background. Okay, so now that I have the light blue background picked out, I'm going to adhere the circle. So I get out my Gina K dot runner, adding the adhesive to the back of it. I just love how this is looking. There was something on there. I was trying to tap it off. I think I got it. Anyways, now we're trying to line up the circle to the card base, making sure we get it just right. I love how this is looking. I'm really happy with this. I think I made the right decision with the contrast. With that light blue background. It really makes it pop, I think. And I think I was saying this earlier, I had a hard time with the base. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with that dark brown one or the one that I cut out from Craft Cardstock. So I ended up going with the best of both worlds, and I ended up picking the Craft Cardstock, and I ended up inking up the edges. I saw Simon Hurley doing that again in his video, and I really like the look of it. It really does add some dimension to it and changes it up some. So there we go, and it makes it look like wood. I've just had so much fun with this set. I really love all the different sentiment strips that it comes with, and I picked out Merry Christmas for this one. I thought it was fitting. And so I just was poking out all the innards there and getting out my liquid glue, and we're going to add it to the shadow layer there. There's a lot of different ways you can change this up and add different colors to it, but I like the gold matte for this. I thought it really shined. And as y'all know, I love that gold matte cardstock. So there we go. Now we're going to add it to the base. And we're almost done assembling this card. And we have one more special piece after this. We have the reindeer, and the Santa and the reindeer up there that we have to add. So there we go. See how nicely this works with the blue, that light blue background. I'm just in love with this. I'm going to have to think of who I want to send this card to really hard, because it was really a lot of work to do, and I want to make sure it goes to the right person. And I think I know who I'm going to send it to. Okay, so it's about that time to get the Scor buddy out so we can get that perfect placement. Line it all up nicely. So I'm just adding the adhesive to the back of the panel, and I have a pre-scored, pre-done note card ready to go. And we just put the note card down to the Scor buddy and then press the card panel down to it, so right in the corner there. Easy to do, and you get perfect placement every time that way. I love it. I just wanted to say thank you so much for Spellbinders for sending me this set to play with. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making this card. I hope y'all like it. Let me know in the comments below. It was really fun, and let me know if you'd like the white card or the light blue card better. So there's the finishing card. Thank y'all again. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Ciao for now.